Greetings and welcome. Thank you for stopping by here on YouTube at The Real Bloom From Within Love. I go by Bloomy. And when this is originally being recorded is on this pink full moon, April the 15th, 2022. Hope y'all are doing well wherever you are on the globe, okay? Anything you need to know about me should be listed in the description box, okay? If you want to know more about me, I invite you to check out all the goodies that I have for you there, the recommendation, the playlist, and so forth, okay? I just want to send love and light to all of y'all, especially my high vibe tribers that are returning viewers and subscribers here. I just want you guys to know I appreciate you. I send you love and light and I wish you well. To the newbies, YouTube is actually growing, and I just want to say welcome, and I hope that you find what you need here. This is a general collective reading, and it's very specific, okay? And this is going to be for those who resonate on some type of a high level soulmate, twin flame, whatever you want to call it, divine journey, divine partnerships, divine journey. And I've been given some revelation about the collective that I truly read for and that I am drawn to, that will be drawn to me. And it's going to be individuals with similar paths as my own. So if you are a divine feminine, okay, I will say a divine masculine as well, but I know for certain if you are a divine feminine and you are in your ascension and healing and you are on a divine path for a twin flame journey, your story is going to resonate similar to mine. Not exactly, but similar. So the collective readings that I pick up are about those of you where your counterpart, the divine masculine, was stripped of divinity, okay? They opted out, they went into karmic contracts, and they were demoted, but they were demoted due to playing with source, the spiritual world, trying to mess with divine feminine, trying to stall out, trying to keep divine feminine stagnant because they didn't want to heal, they didn't want to awaken, because they didn't want to stand up to the karmic bullies, the karmic horrors. They didn't want to do the right thing. They didn't want to break that narcissism. Okay, they didn't want to detach from, the addictions and the codependencies and the attachments that's classic when divines opt into karmic connections, okay? Now, in you all's case, it's going to be an added twist. This is where your counterpart was with a sibling of yours, and the sibling was karmic, your karmic as well as theirs. So they were with a sibling, a friend, an associate, something of yours, okay, that was karmic to you, okay, but that was equally karmic to them, but it was more to do with the obsession with you, okay, that they went towards the divine masculine, okay, and then the whole process is divine masculine forfeit. He ran out of time. He didn't pay attention to the signs and synchronicities, all of that, right? He just wanted to stalk divine feminine. He just wanted to stay in her energy, but then pretend like it ain't happening, and then be sneaky and create profiles and say little things because energetically, knowing that divine feminine can pick it up, okay? Also, the twist of the story is what I feel like for any collective that may resonate on this side of it. Be very careful, because here's the thing. Now I'll share a piece of my story. So I do believe that there was a revelation, all truths came out. I do believe at some point that he was upset about some things or found out some things and, could have spoken the truth to my sister as well as my family. And I do believe that happened. Okay. Because the longer you stay in these karmic dynamics, sure as shit, somebody pissed somebody off and something happens and somebody, blob off at the mouth, right? And I believe that as a result, there could have been fights and tussles and things like that, okay? Now, as a divine feminine, you'll resonate where you'll pick up that energy, even though you could have moved on with your life, such as I, okay? Moved on with your life, living your life, and not even attached to that anymore, per se, okay? But you're just moving on. You're not even really focused on that aspect, not even expecting that, not even really concerned with it, okay? A significant level of healing had already happened, but because of your heart and being on a divine feminine path, some of these divine masculines go way to the dark side, especially when they're dealing with super dark witches, such as like my sister, okay, and others, because in my case, there's a whole slew of some weird fuck shit activity, okay? So, what ends up happening is when they're in that manipulative energy, they're trying to send messages to you through telepathic. They're trying to show you what's happening, and all of those things may be truth, okay, actual truth. But the energy frequency behind it is what's at least caused my masculine to be demoted to karmic, and contract ended. Okay, it's done. Because he was using it as a tool to keep me stagnant. He would request, whether people knew this or not, crying out, wanting to hold on to me, okay? And request energetically into source and all that, asking for help, asking for time, saying that, all that. So it's like based on their actions, his actions, okay? It was used inappropriately. Then the guides was giving him steps of, listen, we're not telling you to go be with divine feminine, but we are telling you that you do need to communicate and tell her the truth. That's a part of it. You need to do that because you're crying to us, you're begging, you're this, you're that. You need to man up and do that. So they were trying to give him stages and phases of the process of him trying to get on, out of those karmic situations. But he didn't want to do that. He allowed him, and my karmic sister is a bully and manipulative, and she's probably paying him, or he's paying her, depending on who's in the higher position there, to not say anything or to give him time or allow this and that, and asked to not say anything. And this is where he got fucked up. So this is why the higher realm stepped in and said, no, he's too concerned, and he's still dilly-dallying there. He's too concerned about that. So let him. He's opted out. He's karmic. He's being reduced. And he's going to have to suffer that because it was an injustice. At the same time of trying to have me be concerned for him. This is where they amplified it. Because he kept trying to send energy like, either he was somewhere in the mountains and separated and, trying to heal, like he had tried to run away from everyone and, and so he was somewhere trying to heal, okay? Because they know that then the divine feminine understands the process that they do need to separate and be away and heal, okay? And then in other cases that he was in danger, even though he didn't care nothing about mine. So this is another reason why he got demoted, okay? Because even though he didn't care nothing about mine, he didn't care nothing about knowing that my sister clearly is still doing fuck shit, as well as whoever the fuck they work with and deal with and all of that, and know what they did. Everything has been revealed to him. So this is why he's under a heavy penalty too. Everything has been revealed. He has seen for himself. He has gotten evidence. He knows. So, as I was saying, so we have to be careful because they'll use that because guess what? If you get an image of them, let's say they were trying to defend you, your honor, right? And you get some kind of image of somebody stomping the hell out of them on the ground because they're standing up for you. How are you going to respond to that, right? Divine Feminine? You're going to be like, "Aw," and it's going to make you want to, give them their space to heal, and because they were trying to do the right thing. And so when they default into this deeper and deeper into narcissistic energy, which can happen, especially if they're connected to dark witches and warlocks and the super narcs, and they try to use that to their advantage. Oh, if Divine Feminine feels like I stood up for her secretly and I got hurt and I got beat up and I'm just somewhere away hiding and trying to recover, she may wait. Or, if she feels like I freed myself from all these karmic energies, if she feels like I've let all that go, but I'm somewhere healing. So make sure that you're tapping into the energy, as time proceeds, because it shifts. Maybe at some point they were more in a sincere state and they were really in a position of where they were either disconnecting from them or they were trying to, and this is what kind of kept that going on the side of source and seeing how they were, responding. But when they kept doing it, making excuses, sitting in the same vicinities as these karmics willfully, whether it be a deal because I'm trying to get my papers together, no matter what the reasons are, whether it was on behalf of them or the karmics, when divine's, source and guide stepped in and have given instruction, there's no negotiation to that. And in my case, my ex, now demoted divine masculine, it's not an option. He was too busy worried about that, and that's where he failed. And then he got extra judged because then he tried to push out energy to make Divine Feminine think that he is not in contact with anybody, not talking to anybody, somewhere on some mountain, right? And that could have been truth, but for a while. Okay, it wasn't permanent. That could have been truth. It could have happened. But then something else happened to renegotiate. Okay, let me do this. Okay, like still going back and forth, and source and my guys are not having that. Okay, and it's because of this full moon I was pushed, and you may feel the same way, because this is all about releasing, dealing with partnerships, romance, things of that nature, so that this next cycle we can either create the same shit, karmic cycles, conflicty connections, or we can heal, raise the vibration, release the old, set intentions, so that with this next cycle we're manifesting the new, balance being restored to love and romance. So these masculines will keep you stalled out cycle for cycle, because when they get stuck and don't want to change, then they want you stuck from being able to receive the opportunities that, since you are doing the work, you are manifesting your counterpart replacement. So my readings will be resonating with, when you guys hear me refer to Divine Masculine, it won't be your original. Okay? You have a story similar to mine. Okay? Because my original has been stripped. Okay? The contract is done. Okay? Too many violations. It's done on all levels. Okay? Because you guys hear me say that sometimes things can't work out, twin flame connections, and sometimes they can only do this and that, and that's very true. But he's done. All the way, like no, nothing. Okay? He was given ample opportunities. Okay, well, listen, if you're just wanting to clear the air, this is not about you need to be with Divine Feminine or Divine Feminine needs to be with you. You have a free will. Now, you stay with karmics, you're going to reap the karmic energy, but you do have a free will. Now, this is more about, do you want to clear this shit between you and Divine Feminine? Do you want to be able to have some type of a decent connection with Divine Feminine? Because if that's the case, you're going to have to do things properly. You're going to have to follow the guidance we're given. Otherwise, you're cut. You do not get to have access to her on any level without doing right by her. You don't get forever to do that. Okay? So, he's done. Okay? So, when you guys hear me moving forward, referring to divine masculine in a reading, I'm talking about the replacement divines that are coming in for not only myself, but for the collective of you. This is going to be resonating with your story. You're getting the replaced divine masculine. Okay? The original may show up in your readings, but they're going to be now showing up as karmic. Or I'll say something as the demoted divine masculine. Okay? Because they're the original twin flame journey that forfeited. Okay? Hope that makes sense. And that is what we're going to be doing here. The full moon reading, but it's going to be pertaining to the updates on all of that. Okay? But I feel like, be aware, this was a very important lesson because, you know, it's a narcissistic tactic. Okay? They gave him an opportunity. They gave him a long period of time and an opportunity. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, they gave him a long period of time and a specific opportunity because he trolls me along with my sister, along with a whole bunch of other slew of karmics. Okay. And oddly enough, they're both jealous. They both secretly want to be me. They copy me. On one of his fake profiles, he's got a whole bunch of fucking tarot readers, psychics, you know, which 90% of them are, you know, women and so forth. And because I was guided and my guides pointed me to one of his fake profiles, and I used my pendulum. And he actually came on my live last night. Okay, he comes on them all the time. They both do. But he came on my live on my TikTok, and I remember asking, because I kept cutting them off and cutting them on my lives on purpose so I can gauge energy, and I ended up asking specifically about that one profile that they pointed to me. I asked if that person, if their birthday was I asked if they knew me, and I went further and further. I asked if I should block them, okay, because he was following me. I asked, should I block them? Initially, it was in the middle. The pendulum wouldn't move to the left or the right. It just kind of kept going like this. And it was doing this for a long time. And I'm normally, mine go left or right in circles to indicate one or the other. And so for that reason, I knew that there was a pause. Like, wait. I said, okay. Then I went on to do my live, and he actually came on. Okay. First he came on when no one was there, and he sat in there and listened to me for about a few minutes when it was just him sitting in the live. I knew it was him. So I was still talking. I was trying to see, because the spirit guides were trying to give him the opportunity that he's been begging for, whether he is showing this, portraying this to people around him fully or not, but trying to give him the opportunity. So he sat there, then he went out, right? He came back in, and he was in the live for the live was like 2 hours. He was in there for like 1 hour and 45, right? If he said anything, I don't think he did this time. If he said anything, it was just like hi, hello. So I looked at his profile, and I hadn't followed him yet. So I followed him because I knew who they had identified him. So I followed him just to see. Because all of that energy they project out to try to make you feel sorry, to make you feel like, oh my God, and oh, you know, to see if he was going to follow the guides in terms of, look, man, you've played, you've hid. She should not have to be figuring you out and riddle me this shit. You're a grown ass man. You don't have forever. If you got something you need to do and say, you're going to have to man up, and you're going to have to reveal who you are. You're going to have the balls and not give a fuck about your lunatic karmic whores or anyone else. But if you don't, this is it. She will be guided. He know. But he tried to push and test the water and test the boundary, because these types of dynamics with those types, they think that because you're a divine being and you're loving and you're sensitive and their spell works and all that fuck shit, that you'll just be like, oh. And then in his case, since his mind was so fucked up, he thought that by going to my sister, they both have fucked up heads, but by going to my sister, that would make me want him. It actually disgusted me. Okay? It really did. It disgusted me, because it's like, ew. It's like, it's nasty. And if only he knew who she really was. You see? And he knows now. He do know now. I will say that. He knows. But I'm not, that's the other karmic horrors. I'm not into that. Okay, that's my sister as well as all the rest of the motherfuckers he fucks with. Okay. So thinking that was gonna make me want to get him to, no, actually I was just fine. I was fine. But that energy that he keeps pushing out to give the appearance of healing, right? And so you guys are looking at this thermo screen for a reason. What does the thermal light or lens do in an area? Let's say if you're in a dark room and you're looking for evidence of bio, whatever, what does a thermal lens do? It detects and picks up everything. Everything. Things that if you were to cut the light off and the lens off and just put on a regular light, things would look and appear as normal and regular, right? Even if it's in the exact same spot, a different light. It wouldn't reveal every fiber of everything that is in there. The thermal lights are designed to pick up the smallest and detect the smallest little energies that are subtle and being hidden. And so it is with my situation, and it's probably that way with you all's. Okay, the appearance could be that, with the regular light on, that they're just, they're in pain and brokenhearted, and they got beat up trying to defend your honor, and they're somewhere hiding, way down in the jungle deep. Sorry, that's my dryer. To heal and so forth, and that's why they haven't contacted you, and that's why. And then as the guides start telling them to, okay, you need to apologize to this person, y'all want to clear this karma up, you know what I'm saying, you want to make something right. And in my case, my ex, it wasn't just about the apology about the sister and the snaky shit. It was about the laws that were broken against me, against Bloom from Within Love, the spell work, the lies, all of which, the gossip, smearing my name, all the shits that he did, okay, in that entire time. And there was something that's been held, they stole from me. The guides were guiding him to apologize and to talk to me about it, okay? And that is really what it's about in my case. It's not about you need to go in union with feminine. Feminine was not interested in no devilish energy. Okay, it was sickening. I don't want, I was already sickened at the reality that he had fucking slept with her, got back with me, and all of that toxic, weird energy. I was already like, that's nasty. That's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? And I want nothing to do with that. All of them fucking attachments on her ass. I was like, nah, man. So that's why I wasn't trying to, hell no. And being still connected to that shit and all the rest of the Dizzy Karmics, no. My thoughts and concerns was about anger for the injustices and leaving me the fuck alone, leaving my son alone, leaving my, Bloom from Within the Love alone. That's how I felt about it. I was like, look, even fuck what they held. Let them keep the shit, because that's cursed and they gonna lose it. They gonna probably go to jail and all kind of shit, right? So it was more about, look, leave me the fuck alone. If you wanted an opportunity to apologize, You know what I'm saying? You should have done that. You should have manned up, you know what I'm saying, and done what the fuck you were supposed to do with that. But outside of that, keep my name out your mouth. Keep your name off of what I do and off of my son. Control your karmic core. Okay? Keep their shit off of my name, what I do, my son, and all the rest of the dark witches. Stay the fuck off and away from my shit. Stop projecting energy. Stop perpetrating. Stop stealing. Stop fucking with me. That's where I was at. Like, look, don't play with me. Don't play with my energy. If you made your choices, you made your choices, but leave me the fuck alone. Okay? Entirely. Not just, the sneaky way they try to make it seem. Stay the fuck off my shit. You need to stalk the whore you with. Okay? Y'all need to stalk each other. Stay off of my shit. And your karmic flying monkeys. Have them stay off of my shit. Because keep fucking with me, keep fucking with my son, keep fucking with Blooming with the Love, it's going to be a hefty penalty for all their asses to pay. Actually, it is. It's done. It's executed. Because that's too far. We all live by the decisions we make, right? And as it is with you all, collective, okay? All right, so we will be doing a reading based on the replacement divine masculine. Okay, talking about the release and then what's coming. But I'm going to end it here because it's at 26 minutes. So I'm going to upload this and then we will be back with the actual reading itself so that I don't have to go through the whole sharing of my story and explain to you all more how it's going to be resonating from now on. And I will reiterate from here and there. Okay, when you all hear me resonate or speak as to divine masculine for the collectives that I truly channel for, okay, I'm referencing the replacement divine masculine, and I may say something like the demoted masculine if they seem to pop up in the read. Okay, all right, you guys, I'll be back and talk to you in a second. Namaste.